So let's take a deep dive into the job hunt, which is the most essential step into finding a job in tech. I guess I have been insisting in the past that you have to know about the companies that you have to like really aspire for. You have to reach out to people. So in this video, basically, let's just look into the three-step process wherein you can definitely optimize and make your job hunt more efficient. So the first one is networking. I believe it goes without saying that you have to constantly reach out to people on LinkedIn. You have to be active on Stack Overflow. You have to like just take that one extra step to reach out to people and show that you are really interested. You would definitely also have some friends, family members in your immediate circle, and that's how you can probably get to know of how it is to work in a tech company. One of the other ways that I have found to be really useful and which is a standout and that no other channel really talks about is that there are a lot of writers that are there on Medium and Substack, websites. So you can and they do usually share their email addresses. So in the past I have reached out to folks on Medium, and recently I've also started reaching out to folks on Substack, just to get an understanding of what the company is all about. What are some of the tech roles that the company is looking for? What is probably also the best way to get into that particular company? So have your set of 2 3 questions ready, and then reach out to folks on email. You might get a response, you might not get a response, but that's totally fine. You still have to try it, right? The other source that I have found, I would say probably second in the priority list would be like career website. So a lot of the companies do post. I would say probably 60 to 70% companies still post, their openings on the job, their career website. So you need to shortlist the companies, whatever, like 10, 40, 50, 100, whatever companies you have. Just shortlist those companies. Use referrals. And how do you find referrals? Obviously, go to LinkedIn, search for that company's name, see if you have any common connects, and then reach out. If you're not able to find reference, then I think you need to find the hiring manager. If you can't find the hiring manager, then you need to find the human resource or the talent management team, right? Add them on LinkedIn, send a nice email, and hope that they respond back. It's a very competitive market right now. Chances are that you're not going to respond back. You're not going to hear any response back, but that shouldn't be a deterrent. Like, you should still keep on applying. And then I think I have also found this, the third pillar, which is attending real events. If you do like have some basic skills, you can go and participate in hackathons, tech meetups, show up, your face, talk to people. I think there are also company invites, that are sent out frequently. Uh, you might have to pay for those, but that's all right because you'll get get to know people. For example, in those companies that you're really looking at, there are online seminars, also events. I think that are conducted very frequently on LinkedIn. You can attend those. I think show up, your face. You'll get to know. I think people, especially uh, tech being like so competitive. You never know where the door is going to open from, right? So I hope, I think job hunt stays constant throughout your preparation cycle, right? So next we are going to talk about interview prep, and I'm going to share some resources I think that you can look at, give a structure to your tech interviews preparation. So there it follows. We go to tech prep on the next one. So coming to the interview prep, right? I think always remember that it is required to be consistent in your preparation, which means that you should have a regular, I think, reading time and problem solving time. Also, I think the right books, the right resources can definitely help you take very far in the interview process. So, for books, I definitely recommend the following books: Cracking the Coding Interview. It's a recommended book by pretty much any, whether you're preparing for the PM interviews or for the software engineering side, right? It's a common book. I think it is very structured. It talks about the basic terminologies of BigO. It definitely also covers linked list, data structures, uh, linked list traversing. I think it has a set of patterns basically. So around 189, or I think if I remember 200 odd problems that will give you the structure, and that will help you identify the patterns during the interview. And interviews are all about identifying the patterns. It's not about how much do you know in tech, or whether you have designed very complicated systems. All of that aside, I think these companies like Mang, Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, I think all of those are very structured, interview process. So that's going to be very beneficial if you refer to this book, An Identification of Patterns, System Design Interview by Alex Zhu. uh, I have been following this guy for almost a year now. He is tremendous in the amount of details that he has put into the book. And I think one of the books, if you subscribe to his website, is actually free. I don't remember the edition, but one of the books is definitely free. You can That should be more than enough, I think, for your system design interview preparation. And of course, you can always refer to my channel for a detailed discussion on system design, like case studies like Google Drive and Uber and so on and so forth, right? I think with both of these books, it is essential that you cover it at a good pace, so that you develop the understanding of the concepts, and those concepts stick around, right? Coming on to the websites, I think these couple of websites that I have kind of found to be very useful, especially I think if you're looking at solving problems, greatfrontend.com and tech interview and book handbook.org, right? It has top 75 questions that are present on the lead code that have been asked. Now, I think Lead Code and HackerRank, I think probably the two most common platforms that at least I am aware of, where you can practice the questions regularly, and you should make it a habit to solve the problems regularly. I think there's one another important aspect related to interview preps that I'll touch upon is the study plan. So whether you have an interview coming in next month, 3 months, or 6 months, you need to have those templates ready. That what have you solved? How did you fare on the interviews? How have you covered the course? Whatever course you have, subscribed to. These websites that I did talk about, greatfrontend.com, for example, also offers course. Lead Code, for example, also has its premier edition, which I don't think is useful in any case. But if you want more like rigorous medium to difficulty level problems solving experience, I think do go for it. I think be regular with, I think, both your preparation and revision, which means you constantly solve problems on Lead Code and HackerRank, and then do prepare it in groups. You can find these groups on Slack or GitHub. In some cases also Stack Overflow. I think you can solve problems. But I think groups helps you to give feedback. Groups also help you to be motivated. Because it's a tough challenge to be part of this preparation all by yourself. I think in the courses recommendation, do leave a comment, like if you're looking at feedback from feedback of specific courses. There's Scalar Academy, for example. There's Try Exponent, and there are a bunch of other, I think, courses. You might be lost. What I would recommend is stick to one course, do it thoroughly, and get done with it. There's no need to jump around and look at all the possible courses available on the internet. That's not going to help you. And for that matter, I think Lead Code and HackerRank do a good job in organizing the problem. So I think what you should focus on is more problem solving, uh, and then reviewing the problems that you have solved, and probably also look at alternate ways of solving problems. What I also hope to cover in the coming videos is some of the top 50 to 100 problems that have been asked in the interviews at companies like Facebook, uh, Amazon, and also the theme behind those would be to help you understand the pattern of how do you actually just look at the problem, apply the framework, and solve it. So stay tuned for that. I am definitely going to cover those in case you're not able to be regular, or be because of the job commitments, whatever it is, right? If you have not been, but if you have not been able to, like, solve, stay tuned to my channel, and I'll cover most of those underlying patterns that are asked on the coding questions. I hope this video was useful, and so please don't forget to subscribe and like.